Hi, so today we are going to discuss about NMAT verbal strategy. Now, with the new pattern of NMAT, the paper has become adaptive. Now we'll discuss, and we've discussed in the one more video regarding how to go about cracking the adaptive test or how to go about writing the adaptive test. In continuation of that, we are looking at how to go about formulating a verbal strategy for the NMAT examination, right? So a very important part, I think, if you're writing the NMAT, you should go through this particular video to understand how do you create a strategy, because strategy becomes a very important part in cracking any examination. So these are the courses that we run for NMAT. We have an NMAT online workshop, we have an NMAT test series, and we have a video course completely. So you can purchase this course on this particular website, prep.patrickandre.com, or call this particular number. So the courses, at least the online workshop is starting from 17th October to 30th October, right? For others, videos will be available, test series will be available, which you can buy from the website. Now, looking at the paper pattern of the examination, we have discussed before language skills. That's what we're focusing on. Number of questions 36 and time available is 28 minutes. So let's look at strategy formation based on this particular pattern. So if I look at language skills, okay, so these are the type of questions which are there. So reading comprehension, para formation, error identification, preparation, sentence completion, analogies. The tentative breakup. Now reading comprehension, I put 12 questions because though in the book, if you look at the NMAT book which they mentioned 8 questions approximately. But if you look at first mock paper of NMAT, they've had 12 questions. Okay, almost 3 sets of 4 questions each. Now this may change. Now definitely this is not fixed. This may change. This is a tentative breakup of all the whole question paper. So reading comprehension 12 questions, para formation which is jumble para 4 to 5 questions, error identification, preparation, sentence correction, analogies. These are breakup of the entire paper of 36 questions. Tentative number of questions as such. Now this obviously because it's adaptive paper, there will be a change in a difficult level of each question as and when you solve. But let's look at considering this as a paper pattern. How do you go about planning your paper? Then maybe as and when you write more mocks, you can plan your paper better. So if I look at that 28 minutes for the exam, I'll keep 1 or 2 minutes buffer in the end just in case. Because you never know, you may just take some extra time for RCO, you may take some extra time for some particular question, which you should not leave out any question in the end. So keeping 1 or 2 minutes buffer in the end, that's why we form a strategy. Technically, I should solve 36 questions in around 26, maybe around 26 to 27 minutes as such. That would be the plan to complete 36 questions, which comes to average around 42 plus seconds, 43, 42, 43 seconds as such. In this now, RC and jumble para will take more time, others may take less time. So RC and jumble para, which tends to take more time, others take less time. Now, how do you divide this? I mean, if I was a person who was writing the paper, technically I will spend more time on questions which I'll get more marks, okay, and less time on questions which I get less marks. But there's a problem out here. The problem in adaptive paper is the more you correct initially, the higher marks you get. The start of the paper is important. If you get more correct questions at the start, you'll keep on getting difficult questions, but there's a higher chance you'll get more marks. If you get wrong in the initial questions, there's a chance that you'll get easier question later on, but your overall score can also become lower. So very important part of it. So that means the distribution of time across the paper should be good enough so that you should be able to solve all questions with a proper time. So let's look at if I was to suppose solve a paper, how would I go about solving it? So this is a breakup. I mean, I know that analogies and sentence completion takes the minimum time. I mean, sentence completion is just one fill in the blank. Analogy is just one word. Technically, each question should not take me more than 10 seconds. It should take me less than 10 seconds, 10 to 15 max seconds. I've still given you 20 seconds per question, but if possible, try to solve it earlier. So because in these questions, either you know it or you don't know it. There's no point thinking too much about it. But just for the sake, I've given 20 seconds. But if you can finish in 10 to 15 seconds, great. You'll get more time for RCs. So if I give 20 seconds per question, I'll be able to finish each of these questions 3 minutes 20 seconds. Now total these are 10 questions approximately. Analysis plus sentence correction put together will be approximately 10 questions, which will give you 3 minutes 20 seconds. These are fast questions which you need to finish as fast as possible. But understand, these are not at the start. These are all mixed in between. So you have to plan your timing as and when you go with the paper. Okay. Next thing that goes is error identification and preparation. These take slightly more time because you have to read sentences before you get the answers. Look at the sentences, look at the options, and then try to get the answer. So I've given you slightly more time of 30 seconds per question because preposition, etc. There are 3 sentences to read. Same error identification sometimes becomes a little confusion, may take more time, but should not take more than 30 questions. Technically, all these questions should take lesser time than what I mentioned. So technically 5 minutes for these 10 questions. Should not exceed those ideally. So when you're analyzing the paper, check whether you are within the time limits. If you are taking extra time, go back and check out how you can save your time. Next comes this para formation, which is jumble para. This takes slightly more time. So I have given 1 minute per question. This may take a little more than 1 minute because there are para jumbles with 5 statements and that will take you a long time to solve. So if you can save time on the first 2 parts, that is analogies and error identification, if you can save time, some time out here, you can spend some more time in para formation. But I have given 1 minute per question only because it's only one question. And if you take excess time out here, your other questions may suffer. So therefore I have given 1 minute per question. Try to get the answer in 1 minute if possible. The 5 statements may take a longer time. Try to use the options. There are ways and means by using options you can get the things faster. That's how you should work on. Coming to RCs. The 3 sets of 4 questions each are given 5 minutes per set. Because it's 4 set of questions. If you go wrong in understanding the passage, your whole 4 set may go wrong. So it's important to spend little time on these sets. So technically 3 minutes to read the passage. The passages are not too long. You can read the passage. Technically you should not read a complete passage properly. You can directly go to the questions and then come back, because some of the questions are very direct in terms of what is the meaning of this particular word. So go to the questions and maybe then you can come to a passage, or read a passage fast, glance through it and then solve the questions. And not more than 2 minutes to solve 4 questions. When you're reading the question, don't come back to passage and search. It will be a waste of time. Try to understand the passage. Unless you know it's a direct questions where you can go to the passage and then maybe go to a question and then come to passage. And that's the reason I say that maybe you can go to the questions once, because if they are direct questions, when you're reading the passage, you can glance at it. That could help. Okay, so this is the strategy. I'm basically talking about strategy, the time frame. I'm not talking about how to solve each questions. This is generally a time frame strategy as to how do you divide the whole time into different. So this total will take you around 27 minutes approximately, still giving you 1 minute before approximately, right? So as I said, analogies, sentence completion, error identification, preposition, this is totally 20 questions which are huge weightage, takes lesser time. You need to ensure that you can solve this with, in the given time frame, which will help you give more time for RCs, which is again 15 questions, so 12 questions which are important. 12 questions is not a joke. And para formation, which is 4 to 5 questions. Again, look at the mock papers, look at the way the papers are set, specifically the NMAT standard papers which are coming out, and based on that plan your strategy. That should help you to understand how to plan. This also time limit you can make out when you're analyzing the mock. So when you finish your mock and when you analyze, check the time that you've taken with these time which I mentioned out here and see your accuracy. Normally what you do is you spend more time, or you give where you get correct answers. Technically where marks per minute are high, and less time for where marks per minute are low. So suddenly you come across a jumble para and you always go wrong. Still try to solve it, but don't give too much time. Just finish it off fast and then go to next question. So you can use that time for next question. But that strategy, formation, etc. will come as and when you write more mocks and you get more used to the paper. Right? Hope this helps with regards to strategy formation. Try it out and I'm sure it will help you. Thank you.